some guy decided that he needed to charge his laptop, and so he unplugged the plug that made all of our equipment work. So everything shut down so this guy could sit there and charge his laptop.
The fire alarm went off in the middle of the webinar. It was not a drill. He had to be physically removed because the webinar was so important to him.
We started hearing a fire alarm. I kind of mentioned to the presenter that there was a fire alarm, should we be concerned? And he said, no, it's just testing, and I'm gonna go ahead and shut my door. And maybe 5 minutes into the presentation, we hear a lot of ruckus, and somebody entered the room where he was and made them evacuate. He continued the presentation from outside of the building.
Absolutely the earthquake. Honestly, the first thing I thought of was like we were under attack in our building. We all came running out of our offices and looked at each other like, what the heck was that?
There happened to be a sleeping AV guy. We were doing a live stream. It was time for Q&A. The mics aren't on. So here I am running down the conference hall to the middle of the crowd where the AV table is. I find this guy literally sleeping. So I kind of like shake him and like say his name, and he's not waking up. Now everyone is like looking at me, all 500 people. I ended up having to kick the guy. So then he finally turns it on and the whole place claps for the guy and for me.
We were in New Orleans in this corner room with lots of windows. Little did we know that there was a huge radio tower outside. The microphones, the wires, whatever it was picking up the radio signal. Within the room, you could hear this jazz music playing in the background, kind of low. We were like looking all around going, where is this music coming from?
We were leaving Texas in the evening, which is always really difficult to do in the summer. We finally get on to a plane at 5 or 6 hours past the time it was supposed to, and then they hold us on the tarmac for like another 2 hours. Right as we're about to go, this guy demanded to get off the plane. Pilot was so mad because we were about to leave that he said that he's not flying anymore that night. That wasn't fun.
When people forget to put themselves on mute, and you hear them like get a dog to be quiet, or they accidentally curse because they think they're on mute and they forget. Someone was trying to silence a grandfather clock yesterday. You know, all those like candid moments, those are always usually fun.
You know, when you answer the phone in sport, you never know who's on the other end. And the more this person and I talked, he was calling, I think, from New Jersey, and we ended up going to high school together. So he says, well, I'm gonna go home and look you up in the yearbook. And it's like, and I went home and did the same thing. And it's like, what a small world.